Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 17:15 Zulu on August 30th, 2022, and it's time for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. And it's great to be back, Jeff. It's
Yeah,
good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. How are things
yeah,
going over here, Jeff?
going real good. I was out doing some camping, enjoying time with the family, and now I'm back. Here we are, having fun here with ham radio.
Good, good. Speaking of which, when you were camping, did you do any portable setups?
No, unfortunately that site where I've been camping at, there's telephone power lines right above me, and I was going to try to put the antenna up in a spot, and it happened to turn out to a spot that somebody decided they wanted to camp at. So unfortunately, no.
All right. Well, hopefully next year, if you get a new spot, that'd be great. And because it's always fun to be portable. There's a tremendous amount of activity on Parks on the Air, and I know Ohio State Parks on the Air has an event coming up very soon. And of course,
Yes.
last weekend was the Ohio QSO party, and lots of activity during that. And I think this week is like the Tennessee QSO party and others. So there's QSO party season is here, and but you know what, Jeff? Here at the end of this week, it's going to be the 1st of September,
I know, isn't
and
that exciting?
it is exciting. It's sad in a way because summer's kind of coming to an end, but it's exciting because you really have to drive your antenna projects to a finish line now,
Yeah.
and
And you
that
know what? You know what my phone calls have been about today?
what's that?
Towers. I've had a couple phone calls about towers. And what do you need with a tower?
Well, all I can tell you about what you need for a tower is it's all here at DX Engineering.
Yes.
And that's the great thing. From the tower to the coax to the control cables to the antenna switches to the thrust bearings to the mass to the plates, we've got it. And speaking of which, one of the great projects that we've been working on here for the last 4 years, it's finally done and it's on the shelf. Do you know what it is, Jeff?
I gotta guess. It's gotta be a rotor, correct?
It is the DX Engineering Rotator. And so let's take a look at it. Let me know when you see my screen
All
because
right.
this is just really cool.
This is exciting. Yes, we see it.
All right, so uh, Jeff, this is the RT 4500 HD heavy duty rotator by DX Engineering, and you can tell it's DX Engineering, Jeff, because of the red and the black. You
Oh
know,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know of any other red and black rotator out there, but take a look at this. Here is the RT 4500 mounted in Roan 25. So this is a 12-inch face tower, and the RT 4500 DX Engineering rotator fits inside. This is the 2-inch mass clamp here. And then if you have a larger tower like Roan 45, here is the RT 4500 HD in Roan 45. Look at this nice plate from DX Engineering.
Yeah, that
Um,
looks nice.
yeah, it really does. And I think the great thing about this rotator, I mean, it's got a lot of features, and I want to talk about some of them here today. You have to have 4 conductors. That's all it takes is 4 conductors for the rotor cable. So here's the 4 conductor cable, and then you have to select whether you want the 2-inch mast or a 3-inch mast, and so that you have different clamps for the mast. And of course, if you have a Green Heron RT21, then it's very simple to convert it over, and it will turn the DX Engineering rotator. Or you can get one of the new ham micro ham Arco controllers. They should be in stock. Well, it says ship date today. So we have those as well. And of course, if you don't have an RT21, we do have the DX Engineering private labeled RT21 in stock as well. But we're going to talk more. You see this little trap door here, Jeff?
Yeah, I see that. What is that?
Well, we're going to talk about that because that is a really nice feature of this rotator. And of course, all of the features and specifications are here on the website. If you just type in RT4500, you can get right to all of the details here. And of course, from documentation, we've got it. There's unpacking instructions, and then the instructions, and I'm going to click right up to the, here is another beautiful manual by KB8UUZ, who does all our manuals. 20 pages long, Jeff.
Wow.
And it goes through step by step everything you would want to know about the new rotator. And so here again, the rotator, the 2-inch clamp, the 3-inch clamp, the RT21 controller, or the Arco controller. And here's all the required parts. And so all the various parts and SKU information is here. Here's how you wire up the control cable. Okay, so all of that is there. Of course, you want to use a thrust bearing, Jeff. It's very important to have either the 3-inch or 2-inch DX Engineering thrust bearing. And then, of course, here's the DX Engineering mounting plate. And the mass clamp is all explained on how that goes together, how it goes in the tower. Here's that secret panel. We're going to talk about that now. And let's see here. Inside that secret panel is the pulse sensor. And this is how the rotation is sensed. And so right here, this is a little trap door. There's a little screw, and you can pop out that sensor. If by chance the sensor fails, maybe due to a nearby lightning hit, Jeff, you do not have to take down the whole rotator. And
that's nice.
that is a huge, huge help. You just, you have your tower climber go up there. We sell the replacement switch, and you're back in business. And the great thing about using this switch sensor, the pulse sensor, is that we don't have to have mechanical limit switches. So it's very easy to calibrate this rotator. And so all of the instructions on how to replace the sensor are here, all of our specifications. Look at all the nice measurements. Everything is there, all the dimensions, Jeff. So it's ready to go. Here are all the connections. And of course, if you have any questions, folks can always call DX Engineering for help. So it's really, really nice. And we're very proud to have this now on the shelf. We shipped quite a number of
we
the
did.
reserved units. They went out here a few weeks ago, and I got to tell you, guys are really enjoying these rotators. And so I think it's going to be a hit. Jeff, it's been a while since we've been in the chat room, so it's time to see who we've got in there. Look, in India, it's Victor Uniform 3 Tango November Lima, and it is in the middle of the night. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning over there. And Bert is on from the Netherlands, Papa Delta 1 Bravo, and Joe Alpha Golf 7 X-Ray Hotel. He needs a rotator.
There we go. I'm ready to sell.
And our favorite flying pilot, Brian W7JET, is on with us from Arizona. And Whiskey Juliet 3 United, Dawn is on. And John, November Juliet 4 Zulu. And the Y-Cars family, of course, we talked to the Y-Cars, one of their meetings here recently. And Ira is on from Anguilla. And he says, getting ready for November, 160 meters with his new DX Engineering vertical. So
Good.
from Victor Papa to Echo India Hotel. And Brian says we have 11 months of summer left in Arizona. And Joe, Alpha Golf 7 X-Ray Hotel, likes the rotator. And Adrian says, great rotor with software, and that's Papa Echo 2 Kilo from the Netherlands. Software would be with the controllers. So you would either have software with the RT21 or with the ARCO, and you can then control them remotely or whatever you want to do. And Bob, our friend Bob, K3UL, he says, hello, Tim and Jeff. So glad to hear about the new rotator. I'm excited, as I'm sure many others are too. And, you know, Jeff, a very interesting thing about Bob, K3UL. He lives here in Pennsylvania, but in the center of the state. And he likes to climb his tower to do tower work, but he's blind.
Oh, wow.
And in fact, I've got a great photo of him at 100 feet working on his tower. So his neighbors got a little nervous, Jeff. And so he said, okay, I'll climb at night.
Well, yeah.
So it worked out. And Bob is one heck of a great operator. Over 320 countries confirmed on 160 meters.
Wow.
From a regular lot, not a big, you know, he doesn't have a big setup, but he is just a great operator. And let's see, we've got Dino, glad to see the new rotator is out. Kilo Lima 0 Sierra. And Steve says, what is the difference between the Rome thrust bearing and the DX Engineering thrust bearing? Well, the DX Engineering thrust bearing is using all stainless races and stainless ball bearings, and it can take a load. Yeah. I've broken many Rome bearings, and that was one of the things that we did differently when we designed the DX Engineering thrust bearing, is it can take a vertical load over 1,000 pounds of vertical load. So it's a much heavier duty bearing. When you line them up side by side, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And Ira says, nice rotator. Did you guys do special software as well? No, the software is with the controller. So all the software smarts are with the RT21 or with the ARCO. And Dawn says, that pulse counter is nice. Nothing to wear out like the position potentiometer on the high gain rotators. Jeff, I've been watching the Tower Talk reflector, and guys are continuing to have trouble with those potentiometers. And I tell you, I've used the pulse counters on my rotators here at K3LR for years and years and years, and they have just worked so well. And we've got the tall guys on, Jeff. They had a great hamfest over the weekend down at Skyview. And I'm sure the tall guy was working down there.
Yeah, I would like to have gone to that. And he's become quite the Parks on the Air guy. He's been doing a lot of Parks on the Air.
Yeah. And so he's very active, and great to have K3STL on. And we've got James, Whiskey 6 Bravo Juliet Radio, and Alpha 71 Alpha Echo. Mubarak is on. Nice to have you on. And our friend Mike Murphy, KI8R, who works with you, Jeff.
Yep.
Mike is part of the DX Engineering sales team. And Larry, N8 Charlie Whiskey United. And Bob the Traveler, he must be back from Huntsville, WD8NVN. And speaking of team members, here's KDV, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
From the DX Engineering sales team. Great new product from DXE, the RT4500 HD rotor. And oh, geez, I was wrong about that country total, Jeff. K3UL has got 329 confirmed on 160 meters.
Wow.
You know, that is just that is incredible.
Yeah.
And Bob K3UL says, how many square feet will this antenna rotator hold? Well, one of the things that we learned, Bob, going through this is that by putting a square foot rating on the rotator, there's so many misaligned torque and misaligned booms, and it just was not. So what we did was we have rated it for torque and holding power. I can tell you that no problem with a 3 or 4 element full size 40-meter beam, probably even more square footage than that. But we do not have a square foot rating on this particular rotator because the calculation of that is very ambiguous. And we dug into it, and Jeff, we just could not come up with a good way to rate it that way. So
Yeah.
all the things that we were able to measure are in the manual. Steve says, are the hole patterns the same between the Roan and the DXE bearings? They are, Steve. And so what is the difference with the Orion 2800? So big difference is in that positioner sensor, because you don't have to take the rotator down to swap that out. And this is just heavy duty throughout. So I think you'll find that this is a nice upgrade. And Chuck says, good to hear you on 75 meters this morning. Yeah, the band is starting to come back. We had that coronal mass ejection over the weekend, and it hit yesterday and wiped the bands out, Jeff. And our friend Mark Brown, November 4 Bravo Charlie Delta, who was chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest. Great job on the Hamfest, Mark. And our friend Ray Higgins, congratulations on the rotor. That's W2RE of Remote Ham Radio, Jeff. One of the owners of Remote Ham Radio. And Ray, we're hopeful that we'll get into the RHR system there. And Don says, just saw the spec for the antenna wind loading at 35 square feet. Impressive. So that's a very conservative rating, by the way. And we've got Matt, Mike Whiskey 7 Charlie India Hotel. And Bill says, I love my new Arco. What a pair with your rotator. Are you fabricating here in the USA? Well, of course we are. The rotator is built by DX Engineering employees right here in Ohio. So no problem at all. From the Dominican Republic, it's HI3T. Nice to have you on, Teddy. And Sam, Alpha Charlie 3 Hotel Tango is on from northeastern Pennsylvania. Well, Jeff, hopefully the rotators, well, maybe they will sell out, but it's been a long time coming, a lot of experimentation, a lot of installations, making sure everything was perfect. And we're really excited to have it on the shelf now. And hopefully lots of hams will get them up in time for the upcoming DX and contest season. So that'll be great.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, Jeff, you'll have some time this week to get on the air and make some QSOs.
Yeah, I've got everything fired up here right now. Maybe after work, I might get on a little bit.
That sounds great. Well, thanks to all of you for watching. We'll be on Thursday for the Manufacturer Showcase. Until then, get on the air, have some fun, and 73 from DX Engineering.